Next day the men, now beginning to wish for the bad weather that had plagued them over the mountains, counted more than 100 boats, part of the supply train accompanying the new French commander, Louis-Joseph de Montcalm, who had arrived just the day before. At midday, hands tightened on gun stocks as 7 bateaux came abreast of their position, and the rowers entreated their officer to let them take a lunch break at that very spot. For whatever reason, the officer had them pull in 150 yards along, where they ate under the Ranger's eyes. Rogers gave no order to fire. He had bigger game in mind. That evening, 45 minutes after civil twilight had faded, they pulled out onto Lake Champlain. Rowing steadily north, they slipped through the 200-yard passage under the guns of Fort Saint-Frédéric, within easy musket shot of the sentries posted on either shore. Now 2 fully manned enemy forts lay between them and British-held William Henry, and the lake itself swarmed with enemy boats. Their only advantage lay in plain effrontery, with no rescue should things go wrong. 10 miles north of Crown Point, they pulled ashore and again waited out the daylight hours, camouflaging the whaleboats within the brush. A 30 to 40-ton schooner glided past, 30 boats streaming north after her. That night they pulled another 15 miles northward, to within a mile of another schooner lying at anchor. This treasure, Rogers knew, was worth breaking cover for, and the men removed packs and unnecessary equipment from the whaleboats. But just as they did so, 2 long, flat-bottomed sailing galleys, of the type known as lighters or shallops, came down the lake and prepared to pull ashore right amid the Rangers. Having no other choice, Rogers hand-signaled an attack. A volley shattered the quiet, killing 3 Frenchmen outright. Rogers roared an offer of quarter to the survivors if they ceased resistance. The French signaled submission. Then, unaware that the Yankees had watercraft, they quickly took to their oars and raced for the opposite shore. The enraged Rangers floated their whaleboats and soon overtook the more cumbersome lighters. Swivel cannon at point-blank range elicited a more heartfelt capitulation. The whooping Rangers jumped aboard, took the 9 living men prisoner, and scalped the dead. The lighters bore some 800 bushels of flour and further stores of rice, pork, wine, brandy, oats, and wheat, in addition to between 30 and 40 letters, which would provide useful intelligence. As his men ransacked the stores, Rogers lost no time interrogating the prisoners, who proved to be part of a 500-man contingent moving south on the lake. The remainder were right behind them,